Hello, magical butterfly. Welcome to a divine feminine energy check-in. I heard the words, be your own reason to rise again. So I felt called to do an energy check-in for the divine feminine, for the collective, to see just what's going on with divine feminines, on why divine feminines are being pushed to become their own reason to rise again. So as I said, this will be a general collective reading. So I want you to sit back, close your eyes, allowing the messages to come in as they're supposed to, as spirit intends, taking only what speaks directly to your soul and releasing what doesn't. So first, I'm going to tap into the overall energy of the divine feminine collective, along with the current headspace and the current heart space of the divine feminine collective. So we're going to start with the energy. So spirit, ancestors, angels, what is the current energy, please, for the divine feminine collective? What can you tell us about the overall energy, please, for divine feminine collective? Let's tap into 3D energy, please, to see physically in the 3D world where divine feminines are at, please. And thank you. Okay. With destructive habits, so addictions to gambling, alcohol, sex, negatively impacting relationships, toxic thinking and behavior. So divine feminines are being shown that destructive habits, these could be habits that they have cleared or that they're setting a boundary with others around them. Divine feminines are not allowing destructive habits in their space anymore. So they have healed a lot of their own habits, a lot of their behaviors, a lot of the patterns. This can be tied to family patterns, inner child wounds, but I feel in the 3D physical world, what's happening around them is showing them that they also need to be aware of the destructive habits of others, who they allow in their inner circle. Now, your inner circle could be your coworkers, it could be your friends, it's your family, love interests, children, whoever is in your close circle. If there is a destructive habit, if there's someone who has an addiction, who maybe is negatively impacting the relationship that you have with them, maybe they're toxic, and the way they think, the way they behave, the way they treat you, it's really all about setting boundaries. So what you're doing is you're leaving space. So what I'm feeling is, if you're going through this, and I can tell you, for me personally, I am having that issue right now too, and I know a lot of this is tied to the full moon in Leo that is happening on the 25th of January. It's the wolf moon. So people that have conflict they need to resolve, and maybe this is an ongoing conflict or an ongoing issue with a person, now it's being illuminated to you that you have to handle this in a different way. So give yourself time to heal. Take a step back, leave the space, leave the energy, leave the person, take some time for yourself, because the right one can't come if the wrong one is there. So that means the solution. So if you're always focusing on the problem, or if they're always focusing on the problem, you can't find a solution when you focus on the problem. You just create more of the problem. So you want to be able to clear a door for them. So you want to clear space. You want to clear an opening for the solution to come in. And what's going to happen is that you're going to see with deal breakers, you're basically going to see who stays, who goes, and who you need to work on. Because this card says list and adhere to your deal breakers. The universe will support you, staying true to you. So if you're having conflict, or if you're having some type of destruction, some conflict, this full moon is very very heavy, and it's bringing to light a lot of conflict that maybe in the past people sweep under the rug. But now Spirit's telling you, in the 3D world, if you want to resolve this, you have to take 3D action. So if you can stay true to yourself and stay in full surrender, you will find a solution. So what's the current headspace? So let's look into that. Because your headspace, if you're staying true to your intuition, staying true to your inner knowing, you're going to be fine. But sometimes that ego and that mind chatter that wants to tell you the fearful stories, that tells you the overthinking, can come in and take over. So what is the current headspace in the 3D for the Divine Feminine Collective, please? Okay, the current headspace is relational abuse. Okay, so whatever conflict you're having, it's heavy on your mind. It is the forefront of your mind. It could have made you cry. It could have made you angry. Spirit's telling you, you have to notice the red flags that may be emotional, physical, sexual, financial in nature. And you have to ask for help in the situation. But here's the catch. You have to ask for help in the 3D. Because we can get so caught up into going into our head, going into meditation, going into the 5D, envisioning a solution. But when that solution doesn't happen, it's because we have taken action in the 5D and we're not taking action in the 3D. So ask for help in the situation. Even if you're just talking to somebody, they could be like, hey, you know what, I can help you, or maybe you should do this, maybe you should do that. It's really about asking for help and knowing that you're not alone. And that's going to relieve a lot of tension in the headspace, because that's going to show you when you ask for help, when you go within, when you just take that pause, that moment. The inner work card is telling you, because you have healed yourself first, you will attract what you are. You will choose partners that want to grow with you, which means if this is someone who is not meant to grow with you, eventually this person is going to be removed from your circle. Or you will find that you can distance yourself from them, especially if this is more of a work situation. But let your headspace take over by saying, I'm just not going to let my emotions get the best of me. I'm not going to let my ego come in with fear-based thoughts, fear-based stories, and then overthinking that could lead to obsessive thinking. And what that does is that it will keep you in a more standard and stable heart space. So speaking of heart space, let's tap into the current heart space of the Divine Feminine Collective in the 3D physical world. Okay, so we have baggage. So there has something that maybe you have kind of dealt with, but maybe you dealt with it more on a 5D level, and now you're seeing in the 3D. In order for you to be able to move forward, you have to unchain yourself. So instead of not letting go and hanging on to past hurts and issues, you are shifting to letting go and letting go of past hurts and issues, because you now want to identify and heal these patterns, the behaviors that impact relationships. So the relational abuse can go away. And the first card that we had, which was the destructive habits, they can go away. And what that does overall for you, Divine Feminine, is you evolve. Congratulations, you graduate. You get to the next level, the next stage of your life, because with new life phase or stage in a relationship, someone has grown, healed, and evolved. So you have grown, healed, and evolved on your individual journey, but now you're going to start graduating in your personal relationships in the 3D, because when you evolve and heal and grow within, you're doing that solo, you're doing that for you, but now you have to really focus on relationships. And that's what this full moon is illuminating to you, because the full moon in Leo is the wolf moon, and this is where you want to find who's in your wolf pack, who has your back, and this full moon is illuminating that. that to you. So I want to look into current blocks, obstacles, conflicts, and challenges that may be happening in the Divine Feminine Collective. So what are the current blocks? What are the current obstacles? What are the current conflicts? What are the current challenges that are happening in the Divine Feminine Collective? And then I'm also going to bring forth guidance messages on how to heal, clear, purge, and release each one. So the first one we have is the Spirit of Alchemy. So the Spirit of Alchemy is tied to manifest, skill, and transmutation. So if you're having a hard time manifesting, if you're having a hard time grounding and centering yourself and really understanding how you can physically bring something into your life, the block is that you may have been trying to manifest from a 5D perspective. So now you want to be able to heal in a 3D perspective and learn how to manifest. So how can they manifest from a 3D perspective? So you have to set standards. I will not downplay my needs for anyone. So first you have to get in your 3D physical body. And you have to say, I will not downplay my needs for anyone, which means you are going to speak up. You are going to stand up for yourself. You are going to explain yourself. You are going to do things with the purest and best intentions. You are going to put your foot forward, your heart forward, and you're not going to look back. Because when you are in the 3D and you're trying to manifest from the 3D, with performance, you have to just know that when you surrender your need to people please in order to feel accepted, to know that you are good enough just the way you are physically present with you. You are not looking outside of yourself, you are not doing things for others, and you are doing things for yourself. So what is another block, obstacle, conflict, or challenge that Divine Feminines are experiencing right now? Okay, with the Spirit of Air. So air element is about communication and balance. So if you're an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising, this could be significant for you. This card is telling you there's a block with clarity, awareness, and truth. So this is tied to the third eye and the crown chakras. Your crown chakra is located at the top of your head. And your crown chakra is how the messages from your higher self, your spirit team from spirit come in. And they go to your third eye chakra, which is your intuition. And your intuition is your spiritual compass. It's your guiding light. It's your inner knowing, the inner sensing, the inner feeling. It's what you know to be true. So how can you open your crown chakra? So how can Divine Feminine Collective open up their crown chakra? With the card Tribe. I understand that every soul I encountered has crossed paths with me for a reason. I am blessed by all interactions. So have a clear understanding that every single person that has come in your life and who will come into your life is coming into your life for a reason. Because when it comes to your future, shift your focus onto the present events rather than what's ahead. The future is not meant to be known because the future is unknown, because energy changes daily. So when you have an open mind and open perspective to how the future is going to look, you dictate to spirit through your actions in today, the present moment. That is how you find your way. And what that's going to do to keep your third eye chakra open is to help you set boundaries. And with this card, I am hearing the song Stand Back by Stevie Nicks. So you may want to give that song a listen to, because that song has a special message for a few of you watching this. So when you set boundaries, what does that do for your third eye chakra? It tells you with smelling roses, I focus on the experiences in my journey rather than the destination. You stay in the present moment. You stop and smell the roses because you understand it's not about the destination. It's about the journey. It's about you living in the moment, living your life, because the destination is tied to the future. Smelling the roses, taking your time on your journey, on your path, is the present. And remember, with vampire, I will try my best to handle my own issues rather than draining the energies of others around me. So what this card is telling you, you may have found that it's easier to look within yourself for the answers, but if you have people who rely on you, that ties to the people-pleasing message that came through before, and even what we started in the beginning of this reading with destructive habits and relational abuse. Don't allow people to invade your space and to make your energy get all clouded. You want to have a clear judgment. You want to have that spirit of air, the clarity, the truth, and the knowing. Keeping the crown chakra open, keeping the third eye chakra open, that is going to be how you can get to the finish line. So next, I'm going to bring forth guidance messages for you. So this is going to be guidance advice, what the Divine Feminine Collective needs to know, and any action steps you may be guided to take. So the first deck that I felt called to use is the surrender cards. So what does the Divine Feminine need to surrender to help them be their own reason to rise again? So surrender to divine timing. Sometimes divine timing may differ from your ego's timing. If a goal isn't manifesting fast enough according to your ego, be patient and trust the universal flow. So you want to be your own reason to rise again, but you don't have to rise and have everything all at once. There is no such thing as a clock in the divine realm. The spirit does not work that way. So when you can surrender to divine timing, that means you surrender attachment, timelines, expectations. Going into full surrender means you have full trust and full faith. And that helps you surrender negative thinking, because negative thinking is what keeps you attached to timelines, expectations, outcomes. You have control over your thoughts. When negative thoughts surface, say thank you for sharing and quickly refocus on positive affirmations. So whenever a negative thought comes through, or anything negative, you can say thank you for sharing, flip it to a positive thought, say an affirmation, or if it's something you really feel you might accidentally manifest, say cancel. Because when you say cancel, you're telling the universe, no, I don't mean this, I don't want it. And surrender outdated beliefs about yourself, because in order for you to rise again, Divine Feminine, you have to embrace the new. And part of embracing the new is surrendering outdated beliefs about yourself. You have to, for whatever you're trying to accomplish for yourself, you have to evolve into it and adapt. So let go of limiting ideas about yourself that originate from the past. Then you can own your own power and soar into your life. And what that does for you is it helps you surrender to prayer. Give yourself over completely to prayer. When you pray from your heart, you will be heard throughout the universe. And answers and support will arrive. And so remember, answers and support arrive, but they don't always arrive the way you envision them. That's why outcomes, expectations, timelines have to be detached from. That's full surrender. So next, let's get some guidance messages about the Divine Feminine's love life. Whether Divine Feminine is connected to a Divine Masculine that she has already met, or there's one on his way or her way. Because remember, feminine and masculine are energy. So what is the guidance, advice, messages that you have for the Divine Feminine Collective when it comes to love? So you want to have stability in your life. So if you are currently in a connection, if you just started talking to somebody, if you're having bumps in the road with somebody, this relationship can stand the test of time. But, warning, you have to pay attention to the red flags. Don't dismiss the red flags here. And this is the key. Because when you dismiss the red flags, you ignore what your gut is telling you, what your third eye chakra is telling you, and you can cause a shift, you can cause a detour, you can cause a delay, or you can cause whatever was supposed to happen with this relationship not to come into your life. Because you have to understand that when you are being called and you're being shown, you have to do something. So like, for example, you're in a separation with a divine love counterpart, and you are trying to see like when the two of you are going to come back together, but the messages keep coming through that you need to work on your healing, that you need to give it time, you need to give it space, you need to come back down to the 3D, and you don't. What happens is you choose it in the 5D, but you don't choose it in the 3D because you're in the 5D choosing it, you're not choosing it in the 3D, and then that causes the person you're trying to come back or to come back together with, they can go into another connection, or you find that you're meeting different people, whatever it is. So Spirit is telling you new love can come into your life. So this is a new person, or this is a recommitment to somebody who you know. It's going to be different for everyone, but just know it's up to you, but you have to be physically present. And the way you do that is to trust. The biggest reason people go into the 5D and people run away is because they're afraid to trust in the situation and to know that it is safe. We all want true love. So love is emotional, physical, and unconditional. But the key, unconditional love comes from unconditional love of self. Physical love comes from you being physical in the present moment, and emotional is you allowing your heart to feel. So put away the computer. So working less, having more fun will help strengthen your relationship. So this is for people who might be connected to somebody who like to spend a lot of time on the computer. Maybe they go on social media a lot. Maybe they play games. The thing is, don't deny what's going on, because when you detach with love, you will clearly see the truth. And what that does is it teaches you patience, because everything will unfold in divine timing. You just have to trust. Okay, so I felt called to use another deck. It's a mermaid, messages from the mermaid deck, to just bring additional guidance messages for divine feminines, please. And thank you. Okay, it is time to make decisions. How do you see your life? Where do you see yourself going? You are being flooded with memories of the past, memories of what could have been, what should have been, but you are missing the miracle that is right in front of your face. This miracle is telling you, with patience and virtue, you are going to be in a positive state of bliss when you trust. So it's time to trust. It's time to bring faith and hope into the equation. You will see the light on a situation, a person. You will see that maybe you're better off alone. You're better off being spontaneous. You're better off getting into the innocence of finding something new. But you have to trust your discernment when it comes to bringing abundance into your life, as well as bringing love into your life, because it is time to stop dreaming and start living. And the final guidance deck, I'm going to pull three cards. They're saying, so 3 more guidance messages, please, to close out this section of the reading. 3 more guidance messages. Okay, your first message is Ears Wide Open, and I'm also hearing the song With Arms Wide Open by Creed. Well, I just heard the news today. It seems my life is going to change. Listen. Listen to the call of your soul. Listen to the call of the universe, because a burst of magic is getting ready to come into your life. You are going to shine through. You are going to shine bright like a diamond. You are going to rise because you are the reason. So I'm going to close out this energy check-in for Divine Feminine with what shifts may happen for the Divine Feminine Collective. So this is very similar to possible future energy. The way I pull for possible future energy is it is what could happen, what may happen, based on free will decisions in the 3D that you make, other people make, and it will depend on the energy, because energy does change daily. And energy changes based on our 3D thinking, our 3D actions, and our 3D words. So what is the shifts that could happen for the Divine Feminine Collective? Please and thank you. Okay, we have the Seven of Pentacles. This confirms there's going to be many options on how things are going to evolve. But one thing I know for sure is that you are going to unbound yourself in fear. And when you do that, you are going to shift from the Eight of Swords to the Eight of Cups. You will evolve. You will adapt. You will have healed the conflict that we saw in the beginning of this reading. And Divine Feminine, you will become the Empress. The Empress is the ultimate Divine Feminine card in tarot. She symbolizes creativity, birth, rebirth, starting fresh, starting new. She's number 3. 3 is the trifecta, the triangle of mind, body, and spirit. Mind is the third eye chakra, body is the heart chakra, spirit is the root chakra. You have a new beginning coming because you have become your own reason to rise again. So I do hope that this energy check-in for Divine Feminines has brought you clarity and guidance and helped you in some way. If it did, drop a comment below to let me know. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe. And if you are subscribed to my channel, thank you so much. Please make sure you have the bell notification set so you can be notified when new content is posted on my channel. If you are interested in booking with me, you can go to my main booking website, butterflyintuition.com. You can get my full list of services, the link to my website. I also have 2 mini readings on Wizio. That link and those services are listed in the description box below, along with all the ways you can connect with me outside of YouTube. Have a magical rest of your day. Love and light to you always.